Don't act like you're better than other people. We're all at monster trucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah, Maxim.
Oh, here we go. We're rolling.
We're rolling.
Here I am, just got off the bus, fresh off the bus.
Fresh off the bus. Brittany Cardwell.
That's my special.
There you go.
Fresh off the bus.
Makes no sense.
Special title.
Has
finally
nothing
got
to
it.
do with your. It has nothing to do with like
But it
any
sounds
of your
cool.
comedy. Fresh off the bus. But isn't fresh off the boat like a way that people refer to like immigrants?
Yeah, but it's bus.
Fresh off the bus.
It means I just got
a little
somewhere.
bit late.
Yeah, a little late. Late and stressed.
God, that's so crazy. Fresh off
the bus, in parentheses, late for my pod.
Yeah. Dude, if you like
This is too high.
if this was a fucking like Netflix special, you should name it Fresh Off the Bus and then do a little skit in the beginning where you're like late to getting on stage.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Courtney McGinnis kind of did that with hers.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw it? I liked
Mhm.
it.
Mm.
She had 8 minutes to get to her special taping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
it's a
It
good
was
one.
pretty good stuff.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Oh my God.
Let's
Wow,
do it
we're
now.
getting right into it. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm shortening everything by 5 minutes, so.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Shortening everything by 5 minutes. This pod is going to be 20 minutes long.
Yeah. Are we talking faster? Because that'll help.
Oh, yeah. I can try.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns. It's a podcast about how stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell. Brittany's Cardwell on Instagram.
And my name is Allie O'Neill. You can call me on Instagram and it's Allie O'Neill. Please subscribe to our YouTube.
Hit the like button.
Worthless Clowns at pod
I
at
get
gmail.com.
nervous trying to talk fast.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't think I'm good at it.
I don't think so either.
How are you? What's up?
I'm regular. Nothing's up.
Nothing?
I have no updates. What about you?
Oh, I have...
Sorry, worst pod ever.
I have about 20 updates.
Okay, well, let's get into
Okay,
it.
let me just start with the one on my mind.
All
So,
right.
have you seen... It's a documentary called Capturing the Friedmans?
Yes.
You seen this?
Of course I have. It's one of the best documentaries
It's pretty
ever.
old. Yeah, it's really
It's from like 2003,
really good.
but it's crazy.
It's so good. I watched it the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Actually ended up watching so many abuse-related documentaries in a row.
Dude, once you
Like,
start one, you can't get enough.
yeah,
It's like Lay's
and they're
potato chips.
so
You can't have just one
the
abuse.
the Puff Daddy one's out.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
I watched that. I watched the Jared from Subway one.
Hell yeah.
I watched the Friedmans.
Nice.
And it wasn't until I
Dude,
was
who knew so many people were getting abused?
Yeah.
Oh wait, women did.
Who knew? All the people who've been
women and
reporting
children
it
did.
for
Women and children
centuries. Yeah, women and children.
We had to make documentaries about it for people to be like, this might be a problem.
No, for people to just be like, well, yeah, with that family.
Yeah. I know, yeah.
The Friedmans,
You're
they're
Dude, if I had big pants, I'd be fucking kids too. Or whatever they say.
Man, the Jared thing is so weird. Like, I'm not going to say much about that, but
We've talked about it a lot on this podcast.
we have talked about it before. Did I mention that in high school, nobody had contact with them, don't worry. But
in high school.
these kids in high school started a band called Peanut Butter and the Apple Jams Gang.
No.
You heard of them?
Oh my God.
And one of their main songs was about Jared. Have I told you this?
Before everybody knew he was diddling kids.
No, it was about Jared, and it was before,
Yeah, okay.
way before. It was
Imagine
like
if they wrote a song
2004.
about, but it was like a Rage Against the Machine protest
Yeah,
song about
yeah.
Jared from Subway. We have to take him down.
But the song was about how we gotta help Jared like get money to buy new pants because all his pants are too big.
That is so funny.
It's
God, that's so
ridiculous.
funny. And listen, that band would have won a Grammy this year had their best song not become irrelevant
Yeah.
because he fucked all those kids.
Yeah.
So, Jared, think about that.
Yeah.
You're not only ruining the lives of those children and the families, but also you're ruining the lives of fucking peanut butter and the apple
Petrie
jam
and
sauce.
Shelby something.
Everybody-
and Tim. Peanut Butter and the Apple Jams Gang. Anyway, Capturing the Friedmans. So
Yeah.
you might remember this part. I don't know when you watched it.
I watched it actually within the last year.
Okay. So couple parts I laughed so hard at, and I wish like you were there. Okay.
Oh, God.
So in the beginning, Do you remember this part? It was when they'd first like realized he might have a picture of a child naked.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
In his home.
Uh-huh.
This is about a pedophile, all right?
God, I cannot wait to see where this goes. This is so funny that you're like, I laughed so hard.
They just found this out.
So there was child sexual abuse material.
I'm surprised you don't know what I'm about to say. I didn't. Crazy.
I didn't watch it this hard, Brittany.
Oh, okay. You know what's weird is I was like, the reason I put it on is because I've been struggling to.
Oh my God.
What was it? Oh, it's next door.
It was probably next door. Yeah. We just opened the curtain and Maxim's on the floor. Yeah. Anyway,
the reason I was watching it. Okay, so I've been struggling to I don't have any energy because of my problems or whatever, which I'll talk about later. Okay. I got a lot of problems. I have no energy.
God, Brittany.
And so I was like, I can't run because I just don't feel like I have enough
energy to run. Yeah.
But I need to exercise. So I'm like, well, at least I'll like lift weights and watch TV. So that's why I've been like blasting through these documentaries.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I got to do something.
Gotcha.
With my body.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it feels weird though to be like, I'm like lifting weights and like really focusing, and it's a Jared documentary.
Dude, it looks like you're getting jacked to beat up a pedophile. It's like it's the part of the training montage in the movie of where you beat up a pedophile.
I'm mad, but actually I'm just struggling with because I went up a weight.
Yeah. You're like, it's so fucked up what they did. And you have like a 5-pound dumbbell. God, that's so funny.
Anyway, okay, so the part of the Capturing the Friedmans documentary, they just find out he has at least one child pornography related thing in the house. And they're like going through, they find it and, they're asking him about it. And then they talk to the wife and they're like, what's like, they're just trying to get any info. Like, has anything like this ever come up in the relationship?
Yeah.
And she's like, she said this, she goes, no, like, I don't know. The wife was weird too.
I remember what you're about to say, but
she's like, I don't know. I don't know what he would even do with that stuff. Like maybe he just, he might just look at it and just, I guess he was just like meditating on it.
Yeah, I remember.
The phrasing, maybe he just meditates on it is so crazy.
It's also, I think, like, not to make it super serious, but I do think one of the reasons why, like, child sexual abuse was such a huge issue is that it was so taboo to talk about anything sex related, even though this isn't sex, it's abuse.
Yeah.
So, like, literally, his wife couldn't be like...
She couldn't even put it into words.
She couldn't even be like, maybe my husband masturbates.
Yes.
And so, like, when it's that fucking taboo to talk about anything, then a kid's definitely not going to be like, yeah, he molested me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, the wife is like, I guess he closes his eyes
she
and
said it in the most
really
abstract,
good.
Distant way you possibly
totally,
could.
Totally,
it was
yeah.
so weird. But also, yeah, she's probably just so uncomfortable talking about it. Like
about any kind of sex-related thing. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And the other thing that I thought was really funny was, so as you remember, he was a computer course teacher or whatever. And the way all this abuse was happening was because he taught it in his own basement from his home.
Yes.
A bunch of kids. And that's horrible. Obviously, there's nothing funny about that. But they're like explaining this whole thing. Like, he's a great teacher. He teaches this computer class. Yeah. That's where it all happens. And then they show a picture of him standing next to his car, and his license plate just says computer. Yeah.
I remember that.
It's so
That's
ridiculous.
That's something you would do.
Like, I think the reason it's so funny is like, it's one of the most serious topics you could do a documentary on. Yeah. And it's horrible. Yes. And it's very sad. And that's how you feel most of the time. And then you see him standing with his computer license plate.
And then there's just weird bits of camp throughout.
Yeah.
Like, a weird campy humor throughout, because they are just like, at the end of the day, this like besides all the like child molesting, they are just like a regular family in the 1990s in the Midwest. I don't know if I would
call them regular. Were they?
They seemed like a regular family. They had like 3 kids. I mean, besides molesting all those kids.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like the dynamics were really crazy though.
Oh, you mean between like the older sibling
and so much screaming and like ganging up on each other.
Oh, and so that's not what a family is? I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, it might have just been on the because of all the stress they're under. Like, because they recorded everything leading up to the trial.
Yeah. Totally. I don't know. My family always yelled at each other. We love each other. Well, most of them are dead, but we loved each other.
The way they were doing it, I was like, this is crazy. But I come from a family that does not express themselves at all.
Yeah. Your family might be on the opposite side.
I think we're on the opposite side.
Totally. I think that, like, not to be like this, but it was like a Jewish family. I feel like Jewish families and Irish families and Italian families kind of communicate the same way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like the way you talk to me. Oh, I get it.
Right.
Now.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. You get it.
And I'm yelling back, but this is the way I do it.
Yeah. You're like, I do not like what you said.
Yeah, I just like enunciate a little differently.
Yeah.
And that's me yelling.
You're like, we can talk about that, I guess.
You're still thinking about that text about the rat news?
Yeah, of course.
That's so funny.
I will never forget that.
Okay, so that's one of my updates. Computer and meditate. I thought that was so funny. And then I texted you about this the other day. I saw my terrible ex-roommate.
That's right.
On the train.
Who was like, do you have any spoons in your room?
Just a little reminder about this lady.
Yeah.
For people listening. I lived with her for, 2 years? 2.5 years or something? Didn't have to spend a ton of time with her because I was always at the office and then doing comedy at night.
Yeah.
And then...
it was like one of the first places you lived when you moved here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my first, like, more long-term thing.
Gotcha.
I was doing.
Yeah.
And met on Craigslist.
Hell yeah,
that
dude.
Could be risky. Anyway, she would, like, you know this.
Yes.
She would pay too much attention to everything I did. She'd be, like, blaming me for us missing some spoons, even though there's other people in the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
She would check on stuff in my room. She'd tell me I should use different light bulbs. And I'm like, how do you know what light bulbs I'm using?
She'd be like, hey, do you want this shirt? I don't wear it anymore. And then a day later, she'd be like, can I have $20 for that shirt?
She did exactly that. She did not want the shirt. Insane. She was going to get rid of it.
Yeah,
she says.
And she's like, actually, dude, what a weird grift.
I didn't even want the shirt, really, but I was like, I might as well give it a shot. It's
like
free.
It's like when you're in a tourist trap area, and there's those like guys dressed up as monks who give you beads, and then they're like, or like the people who hand out their mixtapes in Times Square.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, actually, it's $20. Yeah. That's what your roommate was doing.
Or like people who dress up as Mickey Mouse and they want you to take a picture, and then you find out you have to pay.
Yeah, totally.
But they make it seem like you're doing something for them.
Dude, and then they take off their Mickey Mouse head and then their face is just a QR code for their Venmo.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
Anyway.
You saw her on the train.
I was on the train the other day. I haven't really run into her in the 5 years since I lived there. Man, I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
Even though she lived in my neighborhood for a long time after. So.
Yeah, Katrina would always run into her, right? Because Katrina walks her dog. Dude, I was trying to remember Katrina's dog's name.
Luna,
that's what it was. I was
Luna,
like, Lucy, it's
angel.
not Lucy.
We'll post a picture of Luna.
Yeah.
Lucy's my niece.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so the news, there's not much news except I saw her for the first time in years. And she got on the train. I saw her immediately and I was like, pah! Like that was how I felt. You know? And also, so the way our relationship ended was so bad, but she was so clearly extremely mean to me and really irrational about the situation.
Yeah.
That I don't feel bad about how I handled it at all.
Totally. Yeah.
I feel like it revealed just how terrible she was as a person.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know that until I had to be in this situation.
Yeah, totally.
So I didn't see her and be like, oh my God.
Is she going to be mad at me? Yeah, because
like,
you were, yeah.
I saw her and I was like, ha!
Yeah. You were like,
now you have to think about how mean you were.
I'm a little bit more confident now.
Look how nice
Sharon.
I am. Look how nice I'm sitting here. On the I'm a nice lady until I don't really want to be. I can be mean. So that was exciting.
Pretty cool stuff.
I really wanted to get like a secret picture of her and send it to Katrina.
Oh my God. A secret picture?
Oh, and then she sat right across from me and I was like, idiot. And then I like spread my legs out and looked all tough.
Yeah,
like I puffed myself out.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
Not really, but
yeah, like a cat.
I just looked at my phone and started texting you actually.
Yeah. You were like, oh my God, you won't believe this. I want to take a secret picture.
I wanted a secret picture, though, to match the one Katrina sent me, where she saw Sharon on the train. And I don't mind using her real name at all. That's her real
sighting.
Name. Sharon sighting.
Sharon sighting. It's like there's a bear sighting or something in a town.
Yeah. It does feel like I saw a celebrity, kind of. But in like the opposite way.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really wanted a matching one because Katrina, did I show you this? She sent me a...
Yeah.
Did. It's Sharon sitting with a woman who looks exactly like her. Yeah. Wearing the exact same outfit, almost.
Were they together?
It's not, They look like they're talking. Yeah. The outfit matching wasn't intentional. Yeah. It's just same girl.
God, it's so funny.
Unless, I mean, they might have been sisters. That's how similar they looked.
Yeah. But do sisters dress the same?
No, they don't have to.
They don't have to. No, they don't have to. They can. If they're twins, they do. But if they're regular sisters, they don't. Fraternal twins, they don't.
Understood.
They can. They don't have to. Dude, they don't have to.
They don't have to.
You said it so quick. You're like, they don't have to. Also, like neither of us have sisters, so we just have no idea what it's like to be a sister.
I'm guessing about it.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, my brother used to steal my clothes when he was like a goth kid.
Oh yeah.
And he wore like really tight clothes.
Trip pants? Oh.
No, he wouldn't fit in my pants, but he would wear my shirts. I remember
wear like fishnet things?
Yeah, he would steal that shit too. He would wear my fucking shirts because he was like super goth.
Yeah.
And so like having like really tight shirts and then big pants was in, you know?
Yeah.
And wearing like kind of like gender bending and wearing like women's clothes, and he wouldn't wear my mom's clothes.
And leaving your mouth open a little bit all the time.
Yeah.
That was like a big goth thing for a while. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
At least in pictures.
Well, they're always congested.
Well, you have to look empty as well.
Yeah. Okay. So the empty open mouth goth thing is the same as the nu metal hands doing this into the camera. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. That's
they're like. Dude, we have to. Okay, that's how we're gonna take our picture.
Take our picture like that.
You have to do the 0.5 lens, and we'll be like, dude. Every picture of Korn, Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, they're like, it's so
always
funny.
Looking up at like a 15-degree angle.
Yes, totally. Yeah, and they literally look like they're 4 feet tall, and their hands are huge because of like the angle of the camera. It's so funny.
And something about doing that, it's supposed to make you seem like you're like weird and kooky,
or like
in your mind.
It seems like, honestly, I think they thought it looked cool, but it seems like something a magician would do.
Yes, it does. It really does.
Ooh.
Like, I feel like it's supposed to make them look thoughtful, but it doesn't look like that.
Or it looks like
that's what I think of myself when I do this.
I guess like if I'm doing this, it's like I'm trying to think of like what they're trying to do. Like they're like, oh, I'm gonna grab you.
Here, take this package. It's kind of heavy.
They're like shh. This bowling ball's invisible. Man, those 10 years of improv is fucking paying off.
You're doing great. And you had that QR code bit.
Dude, I know.
Love that.
I've
and then I was like, should I say something? And I was like, I'm not gonna do it.
I have zero energy to tell you anything about my life, but I will riff off of your stories.
Okay. You want one more?
Yeah, give it to me. And then we gotta get into our stupid stories.
Yeah.
We're chomping at the bit over here.
I'm using
Brittany was extremely late 'cause she was on the bus.
Yeah. Oh my God. Trying to be a bus girl.
15 minutes late, by the way.
It wasn't as bad. I mean, I thought I was going to be 30 minutes late. I was really worried.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to tell you yet because I didn't know if it was that bad.
Totally. You know? I get it. So what's your story?
I'm trying to stop doing that because I sometimes preemptively will be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm going to be late. And then I end up being on time or early.
You've done that to me multiple times.
And now it just looks like I'm always late, even though most of the time I arrive on time.
Or you show up 1 minute late and you don't have to say anything. But like you do that to me all the time. You're like, I'm going to be the most late anyone's ever been. And you show up 2 minutes after like 7:30 or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, tell me the rest of your...
Sometimes when I'm looking at that map, it like really gets exaggerated.
Totally, yeah. You're like, I'm 23 blocks away.
Oh, God. Anyway, I went to see Monster Trucks.
That's right, yes.
Last week.
How was that?
I've been wanting to do this since about a year after my nephew Benjamin was born. I don't know if it's connected or what. He loves Monster Trucks. I think it got in my mind.
Yeah. And you're like, actually, they're kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, we were going to go. Actually, that's why it happened. Because we were going to go like over the holiday period one time.
Yeah.
When I was home with him.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think the timing just didn't work out and they were going to take him later. And I think in my mind, I was like, man, I'm going to miss monster trucks.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like excited about the idea of going, but I didn't think about looking into it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Katrina was going. So I went with her. Kathy came too.
It was at Barclays?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
they can do anything in there.
The arena.
Yeah, Barclays is not that big.
It's not
big.
But
I guess, like, would monster trucks sell out MSG? That's, like, the next biggest arena. Or, like, Citi Field?
They did not nearly sell out. But,
really?
I mean, like, the area they had to do tricks was small.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, could they sell enough seats at MSG to justify, you know what I mean?
I think they might be able to, actually, because they had like 2 or 3 shows in one day, just over time.
Whoa.
So yeah, I think if they fit them all for one showtime, they
was it all families?
I don't think they
could
fill
guys?
out MSG. There were a lot of kids.
Yeah, of course. Of course there were.
There were a lot of kids, and then there was this group of like 4 guys behind us. I didn't get a look at them. I was so annoyed with them. I didn't even want to I didn't want to connect with them at all. I didn't want to look them in the eye. I did want to know what they look like, but I think my imagination is probably good enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they were terrible. They were just like screaming and they were acting like they were really into it, but in an annoying way. And also they were mean. Like a kid would be on the board and they'd be like, "That kid's fat." But they're like,
come on.
They're old. They're not young enough to
Were they like our age?
I think, yeah.
Oh my God.
Katrina said they looked our age.
Just go, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Don't act like you're better than other people. We're all at monster trucks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We all paid money to see monster trucks.
There was a woman driving a truck, you know, and that's similar to like women in comedy, women in STEM, right? Women in tech.
I guess.
It's the same thing, Allie.
It feels a little different.
It's a male-oriented field. It's a field.
I feel a little different because women in comedy, like, you have to look at the woman. If we
the woman would come out.
I know, but I'm saying that she didn't have to. She could have just been driving the truck and nobody would have known.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But they advertise her on the thing.
Did they put boobs on the truck?
No. But it was like a... Well, there were 2 women, actually. One was a unicorn. The truck was a unicorn.
Okay, that's pretty fucking cool.
Pretty ladylike stuff. Mm-hmm. And the other one was an existing truck, like an existing character truck called Megalodon. It's a shark.
Oh, yeah. I know the Megalodon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think people are familiar with Megalodon.
Yeah. It's like a prehistoric shark.
Gravedigger is like a...
Oh, Gravedigger's like the Undertaker
like the popular
of monster trucks.
It was so much like pro wrestling.
Dude, it is exactly like pro wrestling, except instead of people, it's cars.
Yeah.
It's cars with big wheels.
Yeah.
I remember Gravedigger. Holy shit.
The guys behind me, I will post some videos of Gravedigger doing flips. Well, he didn't flip, but he jumped.
Do they fight
around.
each other?
No, that would have been really fun. I actually think like there's other versions that do more extreme stuff. Maybe if you have a more intricate setup.
I've seen shit where it's like 2 cars trying to destroy each other.
That would be fun.
And there's also BattleBots. You know BattleBots? It used to be on Discovery Channel where like
it's weird it was on Discovery. I guess because they're robots.
Well, it's like nerdy shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of nerdy shit is on Discovery Channel, like Mythbusters.
Yeah, true.
And like they would just like have to build a little robot and then the bots would battle.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I saw some BattleBots. Not a lot. I wasn't.
You weren't that into it?
No.
Yeah, gotcha.
Anyway, these guys were annoying. And the woman came out and they were being very, like, you know, biased against her just because she's a woman. And then the first woman that came out.
Wait, what did they say?
I don't know. They were just, like, acting like she didn't know what she was doing. But the first woman who came out really made it seem like she had never done this before. I was, like, a little embarrassed. But then she made a huge comeback in the next round. She did something awesome and won the next thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah. Anyway,
God,
they
sucked.
Funny. I don't really want to talk about them anymore. I want to talk more about the trucks. And, Gravedigger, Sparkle Smash, Plane Crazy. That's a little bit of a letdown name.
Plane Crazy?
Airplanes all over it. Crazy Train.
Crazy Train.
Crazy Train and Plane Crazy, same thing.
Yeah.
2 autistic guys.
Dude, Plane Crazy seems like a bad translation of Crazy Train.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
And they both use K for the crazy.
Of course.
Like, and one of them was backwards. Is that bad? Is that a bad thing to do? A backwards K? No, Korn did that. That's fine.
Yeah. As long as there
I
aren't
based the
3
morality
Ks.
of it on Korn's use of the backward
Yeah,
K.
and you're like, and Korn is good. No, yeah, I think that if there's 3 Ks, it's bad, but otherwise you could use Ks in whatever way you want.
I think 2 could be bad. 2
about the
seems
Krusty
like it might be
Krab?
bad. Kim Kardashian, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Corn is a backwards R, not a K.
Oh, thank
my
you,
God, you're
Maxim.
right.
You're right.
Wait, Maxim, are you on the mic?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Because I was like, well, the people have to know that it's a backwards R in case they can't hear you.
The only other thing about the monstrous truck was, so like between every time someone did a flip and they landed on their back, they'd have to get a tow truck, basically.
Yeah.
Like a tractor to bring them out.
Mm-hmm.
Or not a tractor. Doesn't matter. A thing that towed them out. And they would distract you with like audience cam stuff.
Yeah.
And they'd also like show you the drivers and give you like their stats and stuff.
Yeah.
And like just like background facts about them. They'd come on and they'd be like, what was your favorite subject in school? What was your least favorite subject in school?
They just talked about school.
Yeah. Every single one of them said math, and most of them were from Florida.
Baby, that makes the most sense in the world. If I met somebody and they were like, I'm a professional monster truck driver, I'd be like, oh, so you're from Florida?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
No way you're from Tallahassee, Florida, and
you don't like math.
Yeah, totally.
And one of the weird things they did is they went up to a kid with a mic, and they were like, hey, we want to like have you do this challenge, all right? We want you to list as many animals as you can. This kid was like 5 years old. They're like, list as many animals as you can in 20 seconds.
Oh my God.
And the kid's on TV.
Yeah.
In their mind, they're on TV right now.
Yeah.
It's like high pressure.
Yeah.
They're in front of hundreds of people.
Totally.
And their dad's right there.
Yes.
Knowing how well they do.
Yeah.
Like, you know these animals.
Yeah.
And so the kid, it's really cute when they do it. It's just like, they're listening to animals, they're getting nervous, and then they're like giraffe, camel.
And Brittany's over there like, I could name so many more fucking animals than him.
No, I sat back and just let him. But then the weird thing that they did is right after the kid finished, you think it's over. It was just a time for them to interact with the kid and like, make it fun. But then they go to one of the girl drivers who's probably like 25 to 30. And they're like, now let's see how many animals can Kimberly name? So they did the same challenge with her. And of course she listed like
with an adult woman.
With an adult. As though they're comparing her to this 5-year-old kid.
And they're like, Kimberly wins. She has a license and she can name more animals than you. She's a 25-year-old woman.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
It was so weird.
God, that's so funny.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I would go again.
Hell yeah, dude. I would go.
Mm-hmm.
Should we get into our stupid stories?
Yeah. What do you got?
Damn, we don't have that much time. We're gonna have to probably skip our postie. But
or we could do the short post. Also, I could skip. I did so many stories.
All right. Well, I'll do.
That was my whole life for the last week and a half.
Also, I have an addition to the stupid story that I told last time.
Oh, okay.
So, as I said on the pod, I quit vaping.
Mm-hmm. And clog your toilet with your vape.
That's right. So
just to really make it stick in your mind that you quit.
Make it. Well, I'm just gonna like tell this story again real quick. I decided to quit vaping. Threw my vape in the toilet because I had seen that on TV, I guess. Clogged my toilet. Could pee in my toilet but couldn't poop.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to shit only in James' toilet for like a week and a half. And here's the stupid part. I hit up my landlord on a Thursday and I'm like, hey, I email him and I text him and I'm like, hey, so my toilet's clogged and my friend dropped her vape in it. Like, let me know if you can get a plumber over. And he didn't respond. And then I call the office and they're like, oh, we open back up on Monday. Like they're closed Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's so fucking annoying. So then I email him again. I'm like, I can get my own plumber if you want.
Yeah.
But just like, let me know if it's okay. It emails me back immediately being like, yeah, you can get your own plumber and you have to pay for him. Like, it's fucking like.
But you wouldn't have to pay
if he had fixed it. Yeah. And so like I emailed him and then he didn't get back to me for like 2 or 3 days. Then I'm like, I can get my own plumber. And he's like, yes, of course. Yeah, but you have to pay for him. And so I call a plumber and these 2 guys come over. They walk in my door. And I'm like, are you okay with dogs? And they're like, oh yeah, dogs, cats, whatever. And then Betty walks out of my room and they're like, oh shit. And I'm like, no, she's like super afraid of everyone. Yeah. And so I'm like, so basically my friend dropped her vape in the toilet and flushed it. And they're like, oh, Jesus Christ. That's Jesus Christ. You know, you can only like, you can't even flush baby wipes down the toilet, right? I'm like, yeah, I know. She's such a fucking idiot. And he's like, how big was it? And I was like this big. And they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah,
cell
she's
phone, small,
like
Tamagotchi
size. And they're like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, she's so fucking stupid. God, I hate her so much. I wish she was dead.
You should have been like, you want to see a picture of her just to be like, she's real. You know?
Yeah, dude, honestly, I was like playing this part so much. I was like, dude, if you get the fucking vape out, like, let me take a picture and I'll send it to the group chat. Like, I was like really playing up the part that my friend fucked up. And I did get the picture, by the way. I did take a picture of
really?
it. Yeah.
Oh, is it covered in stuff?
No, it's not covered in stuff, but it's all scratched up because they had to like use the jaws of life to get it out of my toilet.
Ew. That's gross.
But it's just scratched
but
up.
I'm imagining where it's been.
It's been in the peep and poop. Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
It's like if you showed me a picture of someone who it looks
used to have shit on them.
Well, basically, yeah. Like they look fine, but I know they haven't showered in 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
I would be like, ew.
Totally. It is gross. So yeah, I keep playing this part where I'm like every time I have like service people come over, I immediately become an HVAC technician's daughter.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, well, I did some research. I plunged it. I bought an auger. That didn't work. So I looked it up. You're probably going to have to take the toilet off.
There's
take
my
it out the
plumbing
bottom.
snake. You just have you get all your tools out.
Totally.
So
and I'm like, so I use this and this. I moved all this stuff out of the way. Do you guys want some Gatorades? Like I do all that shit. And I'm like telling jokes. And I'm like, you know, I get along with blue collar guys very well because my whole family's blue collar guys.
So, you want some Gatorade? It's so funny.
They keep, because that's all I had. I was like, you guys want Gatorades? And they're like, yeah. So I gave them Gatorades. And the guy kept coming out and being like, dude, your friend. And I'm like, I know. She's so stupid. She's such a fucking idiot. I wish she was dead. And then they were like, okay. It took them like 15 minutes to fucking fix my toilet. They come back out. They're like, all right, yeah, just wait for the caulk to dry up and it should be good to go, blah, blah, blah. Here's your bill. It's $800. $800.
You told me this, and there were probably at least 3 times since then that it just popped into my mind. And I was like, that's a crazy number.
$800. It was 8.
After all that zhuzhing, too?
Dude, after I gave them Gatorades?
Yeah. And you
also, I fucking looked up. I was like, how much would it cost to have this done by a plumber? And people on the internet were like, it's probably gonna be $200 to $300. And I was like, that sucks, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
These guys definitely saw who I was and was like, she doesn't know anything. And like, also, this is a thing I could have done myself, but I would be too afraid to do in case I like broke the toilet and I'd have to pay for a fucking toilet like in my apartment or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a fucking nightmare.
Man.
So I paid $800.
But you showed them all your toilet knowledge.
Not worth it. Not worth $800. Not worth it. And then I gave them a 5-star review on
I wonder if you told them
Maps.
all your toilet knowledge. Like, I tried this. And at first they were like, oh, she knows this stuff. Yeah. And you made one little misstep. And then they were like, 800.
Yeah. They're like, her dog is too afraid of us.
The internet.
Yeah. God, it was so fucked up. It was so awful.
I'm sorry.
That's so now I have an $800 mistake.
Ugh.
Because
terrible.
I'm like, I'm going to start fucking vaping again, dude. That's to make it worth it, at least. You know? It's so awful.
Well, you could think of it the opposite way, though. Was it worth it if I'm just back to where I was before?
Yeah.
It's not
because then exciting. I'll get to vape. Yeah. Then I'll get to vape.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then you'll be telling everybody, I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to. It was $800. I'm like, oh, you wouldn't fucking want a cigarette if you paid $800 to two morons? God damn it.
Man.
So, should we do our post really quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. The short post, the egg one. God, I love this egg
dang,
post.
I should have pulled it up. I'll get there quick though.
I actually think I have it up and you can read it. I don't.
Oh, I got it.
Hell yeah.
There it is. Okay, this is a post from Today I Fucked Up. By eating 161 eggs in 13 days. Pretty expensive in this economy.
In this economy? Fucking $16 eggs? It's like $1 an egg.
You know, I was at the office today, and sometimes for breakfast there's like a little cafe that's like discounted for people who work in the building. And oftentimes I'll get 2 hard-boiled eggs.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, the wet bag of hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is in a nice little cup with some spinach, though.
Oh, nice.
The spinach soaks up the egg water.
The egg
and
water.
it makes it feel like a little better.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got it today, and I was like, they got eggs? They got the eggs? And I was like, really like, oh, they're just selling these eggs, huh?
Yeah. God.
And then I picked it up, and I saw that the date was yesterday, and normally that would make me go, but I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
They had to hold on to these eggs for
totally. They were like, we can't throw these out.
Yeah.
This is gold we're sitting on.
Yeah. Okay. I ate 12 to 13 eggs a day. And you used to do this.
I used to do this when I was extremely broke. I would do this.
Was it this many?
Not that many. I would have like a half a carton of eggs a day because I would have like 2 of my meals would be eggs.
Yeah. And you'd carry them around in your pockets.
Yes, I would. I would have 2 eggs, 1 in each pocket.
Oh, yeah. But like it's your coat pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
no, it wouldn't be like here.
You told me this before, and the way I did imagine it was just bulging out of your
bulges right
pants.
here, and then I have 2 in the back.
Yeah.
2 in my
bulging
butt
out
pockets.
of your skinny jeans.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, so I ate 12 to 13 eggs a day and ended up spiraling into severe depression.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But what's the cause here? Is it the eggs or the state you're in to be eating eggs?
Yeah, it's like
for every meal.
Not to be like this, but it's a chicken or the egg situation.
Yeah.
Where it's like, does the depression make you eat eggs or does the eggs make you depressed? Yeah.
Because eggs is like one of those things where it's like, it's easy and you know you can eat that and get most of what you need.
Yeah, and like before 2 months ago, it was cheap.
Yeah.
You know? And so you're like, I need protein, I'll just do this.
Yeah.
You know?
And you can eat them plain if you feel like you don't deserve anything.
Totally.
You know?
I do eggs and rice a lot.
Eggs and rice?
Eggs and rice, yeah. A little soy sauce and a little sesame oil. Come on.
Scrambled?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Totally.
I was still imagining hard boiled and I was like, I guess that works too.
Honestly, it doesn't matter how they come.
Doesn't really matter.
You know?
All right, we got to get through this post.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, Brittany. Come on.
Read again.
Maxim has to go
I ate 12,
home.
13 eggs a day and ended up spiraling into a severe depression. I started having some pretty dark suicidal thoughts, like constantly thinking about cutting my neck or wrists off. How about choking on eggs? You could do that.
Cutting your neck?
Or wrists off. I didn't catch that before.
Cutting my neck or wrists off. Dude, this sounds like this guy's jerking off and writing it at the same time. Cutting my neck and wrists off. God. From eating eggs? What the hell?
Crazy. Is this like a known thing that you get depressed if you eat too much eggs?
I don't know.
Nothing brought me joy. I was so exhausted physically, mentally, and emotionally. All I wanted to do was stay in bed. I'm sure it was because I had way too much acetylcholine. Eggs are naturally rich in choline, which the body converts into acetylcholine. Am I saying that wrong? Right?
I don't know.
I remember feeling the exact same messed up way when I took supplements that increased acetylcholine. You gotta talk to Huberman, dude.
Andrew Huberman?
He probably has
the
3 episodes on this.
Oh my God, I'm sure he does.
No, Walker's the sleep guy. Huberman's and everything.
Oh yeah, he's one of these.
Dude.
Honestly, he's a fucking quack. I'm sure.
The sleep guy's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How did I not see this coming? High acetylcholine dampens dopamine and serotonin, leaving you feeling numb, apathetic, and consumed by dark thoughts. And cutting my wrist off.
cutting my wrist and neck off. God,
it also overstimulates the nervous system, causing you to burn out, feel anxious, and just utterly exhausted. I felt every bit of that. In case you're wondering, I ate so many eggs simply because I love them. I know it was a stupid decision, but love makes you blind.
Wait, he wasn't eating them for any real reason? He just loved eggs that much that he was eating like a whole dozen a day?
Yolk is real shit. I get this urge to put an egg on everything. I'll stick with 3 eggs a day max from now on, but first I need to detox. First few days are going to be rough. Detoxing from
Off eggs?
He's like shaking.
Yeah.
There will be cravings, withdrawal, maybe dreams about runny yolks.
Oh,
yolks.
Love yolks.
Gotta stay strong. No omelets, no sunny side up, not even a whiff of a scrambled. I'm going cold turkey. Wish me luck.
Why can't he just have like 2 in the morning? Is he that addicted to eggs?
I think this guy was depressed and maybe the eggs didn't help. And he wants to attribute it only to eggs and not the wider whatever is going on with him.
Yeah.
Because you don't just eat that many eggs.
Because you love them.
No.
Totally. Yeah. I want to cut my neck
and there's no way you eat that many eggs and then you see what you've done and you feel good about it. If I ate 13 eggs and I saw the shells in my garbage, I'd be like, what just happened to me? Right?
So you're saying that you think that he's sad because he's like, what did I do?
I think there's so much. What I'm saying is I think there's a lot going on. And for some reason, he's also eating eggs, but he's only pointing to the eggs.
Yeah, I guess.
He's probably going through a breakup and he's not mentioning that.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. That's 100% it. He's like, also, my wife left me and I lost my job.
Yeah, I lost my job.
And
I got evicted as well. But it's the eggs.
Yeah. And all my pants are too small.
Yeah.
But it's the eggs. So I'm going to stop eating the eggs, guys.